Have a nice steady rain this morning. It kind of rained like this most of the night. Don's getting wet this morning. Gotta go get that Sunday paper though. It's pretty much supposed to be like this today. Feels nice and cool out here this morning though, not too much humidity. Don was sitting on the couch minding his own business when they got an alert that FedEx had delivered a package down by the mailbox or something, and no signature required.
I didn't hear the driveway alert or hear a FedEx truck come up the driveway.
Yeah, I go back to I'd prefer the same delivery person on a regular basis. Anyway, he went down there. It was in the mailbox, so at least they didn't leave it out in the weather.
That's right, it was.
And it's the new Google Home Hub. You know, we're A people, but they gave Don such a sweet deal on this that he couldn't pass it up.
I think it was.
It's because we're YouTube Premium, your premium account or something. So and you know, Don's got a Chromebook, he's got a Pixel 3a, Google loves him. Yeah, so why not? So now we have a Google one that's a tablet like the Show. This would be like sort of the equivalent to the Show.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so anyway, cool.
Yeah.
That's a new toy. We like toys.
I like toys.
I'm out in Ruby running some errands, and it is rainy here today. I guess there's a chance for severe weather, but it's mostly to our south. And nobody here at the environmental park because it is misty kind of a rain. Not a heavy rain, but it's been solidly misty. And we're right hovering at 70 degrees. Gas is $2.09 today. I was a little slow with getting the camera started. Also, 2 doors over from Sheets is a new UNC health building. I didn't realize that's what that construction over there was going to be. They finally put the signs on it. On the right by the State Farm and the gun shop, they're cleared out all the trees and they're putting something in over there too. Just noticing the construction on this cloudy gray day. Well, I was gonna run into the Walmart here in Garner, and there's like no way I'm going in here because it's almost like Black Friday kind of busy. It's just sort of insane, and I need allergy medicine, but I don't need it that bad. I guess she's coming no matter what. Carts, nor cars, or whatever. I'm over here at Lake Wheeler, and we're not getting a lot of rain, but it continues to be gray, and we are starting to see the first hint of color in the trees. Over here by the Target and Home Depot in Garner now, and we really are starting to see just a little bit of color, especially from these you know, shopping center plantings where they've put in fancy types of maples and things. It's pretty, especially on a gray day. Little color. So I went into the Target in Garner, and I had 37 miles of range on Ruby, and it told me Sentry mode wasn't going to run, which I knew because I'm under 20%, and that's no big deal. I wasn't worried about it. Well, I got a message in Target that really worried me, and when I got back out to Ruby, she was at 18 miles. So somehow she went from 37 miles to 18 miles in under 30 minutes just sitting there. So, you know, I basically, like Don and Kyle now, I don't stress about range anymore. Obviously, I should have charged the car because I knew I was going to be riding around today, but because of COVID, I didn't think about it. So now I have, for the first time out by myself, I want to say a little bit of range anxiety. So I had 2 choices. Tesla destination charger at Highway 4042, but that's on the interstate at 65 miles an hour, and that was 9 miles away. Or the J1772 at Wake Technical Community College, which was only 6 miles away, and I could drive 55, or if I need to, I can even drive 45. So I called Don and I let him know that I'm basically out here freaking out about charging the car. And there's not a whole lot that he can do for me. I am 1.9 miles away from Wake Tech, a couple stoplights away. The only problem is I don't know on the Wake Tech campus where the charger is on the campus. So, anyway, I'm nervous and I'm just trying to get over there and get plugged in. I probably should slow down a little bit more. It's not a good feeling not knowing where the charger is when you're like on fumes. I know it's not really fumes when you're on, what would be the right word? You're on, you know, joules. I've only got a few joules left, I don't know. But I have spotted it now. Ruby says I'm at 12%. Never was I so happy to see that green. That was Dawn calling me back. I talked to Kyle and I've talked to Dawn, and I am getting a charge, which is absolutely great. I'm only getting 6.6 kilowatts, but I'm getting a charge and I've put a couple miles in. So Dawn is going to come up here and meet me with Jules at this point, and probably let me take Jules and he's going to keep Ruby. Anyway, that was a little stressful. This just goes to show you Tesla drivers, have the charge point and PlugShare apps on your phone, and be aware of local charging even though you don't think you need it. And I don't know what else I was going to say. Maybe I should have risked the 3 more miles to the Tesla destination charger at Smithfield's at 4042, but I didn't want to get stopped on the interstate. That is a nasty stretch of interstate, so I know I'm getting slower charging over here than I would at the destination charger, but I'm safe and I'm not on the side of the road somewhere, so that's a good thing. Does this scare me off of Tesla and batteries and stuff? Absolutely not. However, like I said, never was I so glad to see a place to plug in. Yeah, I'm already up to 16 miles from 12, so that's good. But I won't be leaving the parking lot before, I don't know, 35. Well, I guess Dawn's going to drive Ruby home at this point. But I think I've learned my lesson during COVID to be more careful about my charge level, because I've really been sort of apathetic about it, and I think I've learned my lesson. So I was noticing that the song I happened to be listening to was Confident by Demi Lovato. I really wasn't feeling too confident when I pulled into the parking lot over here. This Wake Tech campus is really nice. Yeah, it's just me out here at the Wake Tech campus, which is really nice. Don actually did his heating and air conditioning degree here. You can see Ruby at the charger. I wasn't sure with where that was, how long the cable was, so I didn't, I got over, you know, sort of toward the middle on purpose. Well, that, and I'm not really expecting on a Sunday evening for anyone else to show up. Anyway, it seems to be a nice, safe location. There have been several cars come through the Cash Point drive-through, and you can see the emergency call box over there. I think there's some more chargers up in this direction, so I'm gonna just check out what those are. They have pink on them, so that signals to me that whatever they are, they're not really working. I wonder if they're actually Tesla chargers, because the handle looks different. But I don't see what looks like a Tesla destination thing. But let me check out what this is. This is some other sort of additional charging infrastructure. Okay, so this is Juice Box. And there's 2 of them here. I don't know why the pink. And it's J1772 also. And I suppose it'd be worthwhile asking Kyle if these would be any faster. My phone is in the car. Manufactured 3/10/2020. I mean, I assume this is this equivalent type of charge. I don't know. There's Dawn and Jules. Yay! Ruby's up to 21 miles. So it is adding some miles. I mean, yeah, it's slow, but at least it's not so slow you can't like not see it moving. Hi, Donnie. I bet Jules doesn't need to plug in. So I think I'm over COVID now and this not charging on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I am not.
Poor thing.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So there are 2 juice box chargers. Look to your...
Oh, I see them.
Yeah, I don't know that they'd be any faster.
Yeah.
I was so happy she's charging, and I actually can see she's put in like 8 miles or something already. I'm not messing with it. It's charging. I was like, no. Like maybe at 30 miles I'd be willing to see if those were faster, but I'm like, I don't think they're faster, right? They're probably not.
On the 208 circuit,
Yeah, I don't see how they'd be any faster.
Yeah.
But there are 4 chargers here, and those 2 look particularly new.
Yeah, that's right.
And I don't think they're in PlugShare. I don't think they show up on PlugShare, so if they're not, we really probably ought to add them.
Well, it says that there's an EV charger right here.
Right.
And...
Well, I would hope so since I'm at one.
yeah, but I guess that might be that one.
Sure.
I mean, because it's hard to say the way this parking lot is.
I got dinner going. See, it was good that you traded cars with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you and Kyle had a little conversation about Ruby's battery while you were sitting there charging.
Yeah.
So for next time I'm supposed to look at the energy output.
Yeah, the graph.
The graph, the circle on Ruby, the line would be the line on Jules, I guess.
Yeah,
it's a little easier to read in the X and the S, I think.
Easier.
Yeah.
On the Jules or the Y, it just puts dots. It doesn't really give you any numbers. When you start seeing dots, that means you're getting down towards the bottom of the battery, because that's limiting the power. In the case of the S's and the X's, it actually puts a number.
Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say I wasn't below 100, because if I'd have seen the dots, I would have.
100 kilowatts.
Right, 100 kilowatts.
It's noticeable.
It would, those dots, I would have went, oh, why are those dots up there? That's not where it's on the other end from the regen dots at 100% or cold battery. Can't put energy in. Those are on the lower right. The dots for not a lot of power come out, I think, is on the upper left of that circle.
They're noticeable.
I would have noticed yellow dots on top of all of the other messages the car was giving me. Can't run sentry mode. Can't run cabin overheat protection. You need to charge now or you're going to mess up your battery and all this other stuff that it was. I mean, there was a lot to take in there, even for a seasoned Tesla girl.
Yeah. Well, I knew to watch for the power reduction, the dashes, or the dots, what do you want to call it. But Kyle was a little bit more specific. He said that it starts off at like 200 kilowatts or drops down to 150. That's not a really, I mean, obviously you're getting close, but when it starts getting below 100 kilowatts, that's when you really need to be getting somewhere to charge, because you don't, at any time you could pretty much get into trouble once it gets below 100.
Well, I didn't shoot a lot of video because I was nervous, but we'll look at what I did shoot, and there's a chance we'll see where it was on the display. But I wasn't aiming there a lot while I was just mostly focusing on getting there without running out. Not that there was anything I could really do. She drove
like
normal,
like 11 miles of range.
Normal kind of drive on the way home.
Yeah, the mileage ticked down just perfectly normal.
Right, well, I want to point out, we go to 20% at approximately 59 miles.
Right.
I knew I was under 20%.
Right.
You and Kyle don't worry about range. Why should I worry about range? I'm just, 15 miles from my house.
Right.
Right? So when I went into Target at 37 miles, I thought, well, at the worst, she'll lose 4 miles in 45 minutes I plan on browsing in this Target, right? Right, and then by the time I get home 15 miles from 30, I'll have 15 miles left, no problem. That was what I told myself.
Yeah.
So,
oops.
Yeah, oops.
It's all right, sweet pea.
But I wasn't on the side of the road. I did exactly what the car said. You need to find a charger and start charging now, and that's exactly what I did. I found the charger and I started charging. Now, thank God we had the J1772 adapter in the back.
That in the car.
Yeah, and the UMC's out there now that we have the high-powered wall.
Right, basically
the UMC is all in the, and there was one other adapter back there too.
Yeah, well, the
NEMA 1450 adapter was back there.
We got 3, the L, the 1430, 1450, and the 515.
Right. Well, I found the right one.
You did.
I did. Yeah.
Job.
So anyway,
my girl, she knows her charging.
Right. So Ruby's plugged in.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, that's good. She better be plugged in when I get in the car tomorrow. What a nice solid amount of charge.
Yeah. We'll see how far. I think she's set to like 70 or 80%.
Yeah, something like that. Plenty for staying within 15 miles of home.
That's right.
So Donna and I are sitting here on the love seat, taking a look at what's going on with Ruby today. My memory versus what, Tesla-Fi and the car said was going on. And first off to note is that I actually did drive just shy of 90 miles today. Okay, you see over here in the drive summary for the day. So it wasn't that I didn't drive anywhere today. And Don pulled Ruby out of the car for me this morning, and he went out to the mailbox and he got the paper. And when I got in the car, I don't remember paying attention to it, but it had 110 miles of range. The first time I remember looking today was 99 miles. But those first few miles of your drive, you'll lose 5 miles in a flash. So, I was going about the day, running my errands, and I stopped at the Sheets over at Banks Road to use the restroom. And Ruby, she was parked there. Ruby had 54 miles at that point, and I had done some serious driving already around running errands. So we're still looking fine. We're at 54 miles, no big deal. I drove over to the old Garner Target, and my recollection that when I went in the store, the car was at 37 miles, lines up with this 36 miles that Tesla-Fi says. But the really interesting thing to look at is that I thought I was in the store 20 to 30 minutes. So here's where my memory is a little faulty, because apparently I was in there for 40 minutes, and that was with me rushing to get out after I got this message on my phone from Ruby from the Tesla app that I was in trouble. But she lost from, like I said, 36 down to 18, and it was 6.26 kilowatt hours just sitting there for 40 minutes. I was under 20%, because for Ruby, 20% is about 59 miles. It remembers the original 296 20%. It's not been readjusted for any loss down. It just, it goes orange at 59 miles and always has done that. But that, I wasn't imagining that she went from 37 to 18. She really went from 37 to 18 in 40 minutes doing nothing, because she wouldn't run cabin overheat, and it wasn't hot. It was 67 degrees outside. She wasn't running Sentry. She had told me that, because again, I was under 20%. The car wasn't doing anything except idling. Now I know she loses a little bit of range while she's idling, but even 24 hours right now parked in the garage, she doesn't lose 18 miles and 6.26. She's losing 2 to 4 miles a day sitting there if she's not driven. And so it's a really small amount. So I knew I was in trouble, and I drove to the charge point charger at Wake Tech. It was 7 miles. Ruby said it was about 6 miles, and she only used on that drive, a 15-minute drive of 7 miles, 2.2 kilowatt hours. So you can see, again, this whole 6.26 loss that she recorded over here is way unexpected. That charge point charger at Wake Tech really wasn't too bad. We were getting 30 amps and 18 miles an hour. And I mean, I wouldn't want to have to put 150 miles in sitting there waiting on it. That's kind of like overnight speed. It's not quite as fast as we get at the house at 24 to 25 mile an hour, but it's not, as slow as it could have been. It's not a 110 or anything. So we were there, between Dawn and me, we were there for an hour and 20 minutes. And we added just shy of 25 miles. And, I would use that charger again. If I ever had any issues between home and downtown Raleigh, I would absolutely try to go in there and use that charger. So that was a real success thanks to Kyle, who was on the phone when I was plugging in and made that really smooth for me, because I was a little anxious at the moment and not having my full faculties. But, you know, once I pulled in and I saw the charger was there, I knew I was almost home free. And when the little green light came on, I was super excited. And then Don pulled into South Park because he knew I had had a stressful end of my day, and I did my Pokemon before head on back to the house there. He spun the Pokestop for me and handled that. Teslafy has added in these new this graph that shows where the drives are. This is new within the past couple of months that it's come in there. And you know, this is a graph of the battery level from where it was sitting since yesterday at some point, and then you know, watching it lose down to, oh, it's at 4% when I got over the charge point charger. I know it's not 2 miles or 2%, but 4% for me is like Kyle's 2%, you know. So, and then you know, it went back up, and then coming home, the whole drive home, basically, we'll just say from where Don left the charge point over to South Park, 8.5 miles, 2.75 kilowatt hours. Again, totally normal drive, exactly what we would have expected to do. 321 watt hours per mile. The road was wet, even though the temperature was not very hot. So that probably is why we're a little over 300 versus under 300. Again, if you're a Y or a 3 owner, that seems horrible. Ruby's lifetime watt hours per mile is 360 because I use my car and I sit in it with the air running and stuff all the time. So 321 is sort of in the middle. It's not bad for Ruby, but it's not the best that she can get on a, you know, on a 69-degree day. On dry road conditions, I would have expected closer to 300 watt hours per mile, maybe 290 even, because those are kind of like optimal driving conditions. But as you can see, Teslafy reminds us too that it was raining. So no more additional answers as to why she took the sudden drop, why she sat at the target. But on the other hand, the Teslafy really backs up what I thought had happened and allows us to see it happening. So another win as far as I'm concerned for Teslafy.
Okay, I think I'm gonna try unboxing. My first unboxing video. So this is the Google Hub. It's new. They just announced it. I got it $40 off. I think it was $89 regular, and I got it for $49 free shipping. So let's see. Nice box. It arrived FedEx today. So there's the display. I asked Marianne what color she wanted. She said she kind of liked the teal. It sort of matches our bedroom walls. Okay, so inside the nice screen. Inside the box here is the hopefully the charging cord and stuff. Yeah, well, something heavy. So let's see. Yeah, it's not a USB. That looks like about a 3mm. It's smaller. That's that. Comes with some let's get started stuff. And be safe. The get started stuff says basically plug it in, get the app, which I think I probably already got, and just say, hey, you know who, what can you do, and go from there. So I'll probably save that till Marianne gets home, but I'd have to say it is basically a tablet mounted on a speaker. It's not removable. It feels substantial. I plan to put this on my nightstand. I'm going to clear off some stuff off my nightstand on my bed. So this is going to be in here. So we'll see how that works out.